Hey there, YouTubers. It's good to see you. Good to see everybody. Good morning to everybody in the YouTube pipe community. I'm going to try to keep the chit-chat down to a minimum in this video because I want to do a review on the pipe that I'm smoking now. See that transition there from the stem to the shank with that nice nickel-plated band. My logo stamp's a bit off. There you have it. Also, if you see, so the shank coming out is at a slight angle, and then the stem is also at an angle, a separate one. But really, it's not bad. I mean, it's made out of corn, for goodness sakes. That's right. It's the new custom designed cob from Jason Dagner, manufactured by Meerschaum, and it's a sitting poker. A few things to keep in mind as you're watching this video. It's my first pipe review. It's my first sort of stubby pipe. It measures in at just, I think around 4.5 inches, maybe under that. And this is my third smoke out of it. So, with that being said, I know there's a lot of you out there just like me who went out and bought this pipe regardless, and you were going to do it regardless of any reviews or anything like that. And then I know there's quite a few of you out there that are going to wait and see what people have to say about it and whether it's worth going out and buying for yourself and adding to your collection. Let's just get started on some of the details before we get into the functionality and how it smokes. So, as I mentioned, the pipe comes in at just over 4.5 inches or maybe under it. And as you can see, this is the long style golf tee, and it's just longer than the shank and stem of the pipe, about 1/4 inch. It's got a 2-inch bowl height, an acrylic stem, the nickel plate band, and I got it for $24, which I've sort of priced it out at the different places where you could buy it. I've checked it out at aristocob.com, at Dagner's website, and at Missouri Meerschaum, and I think they're all right now at $23.99. Now, the bowl chamber is pretty big. The pipe looks fairly small, and I brought some other pipes to do a little bit of a comparison for you. But first, let me run a pipe cleaner through this and show you how easy this is. There you go. So my first 2 smokes out of this, I really didn't have to clean it as I was going. This today I'm smoking is a Pastor Pipes blend, the Pulpit Pounder, and it's smoking very well. This is probably the best tobacco that I've smoked. I mean, the best tobacco for this pipe that I've smoked out of it. The first smoke I did was a tobacco that's very familiar to me, Virginia Spice by Hearth and Home. So it's a red Virginia and Perique blend, and what I noticed right off the bat is that this pipe, and I'm sure it's because of the short stem, delivers a hotter smoke than what I'm used to. and the difference for me was noticeable right away. And to give you a comparison, I normally smoke in, say, like, this is a pipe that I like, a Missouri Meerschaum that I like. It's the Shire with a different, with a Danish bit on there. So we'll go like this. The smoke really does cool down that much more in a longer stem. That Virginia Spice, the first one I did is a smoked in it is a ribbon cut, and I packed the bowl up and I smoked it for 45 minutes. And I smoke, I would say, faster than average. And so you can fit a lot of tobacco in this little pipe. And then the other two blends that I've smoked, the second one was an English with a little bit of Sutless chocolate truffle mixed in. And that burned too a little hot for me, so I wouldn't use this pipe for Virginias, Vapors, or aromatics. I'd use it to stick to sort of Englishes and Balkans. Maybe that's just because I'm so new to a stubby pipe. But the other ones burned just a little too hot for me. So this pulpit pounder is an English, and it has a topping on it, but it's not a heavy topping, and it's burning well. Not too hot. And if anything, it might be good just to teach you to slow down a little bit if any of you guys are smoking too fast. If you get a shorter pipe like this, you're going to have to slow down a little bit to enjoy it, which is a good thing. But with that comes a thinner wall, and then it doesn't get bigger at all as you go down the walls don't get thicker, is what I want to say, as you go down the bowl. Which it's a beautiful design, simple, straightforward, to the point, but at the same time the lines are sort of dynamic, and they say something about the pipe. It's good. It's not overly simplistic. It's simple in a very beautiful way. But it gets a lot hotter. Maybe not a lot. It gets hotter than my other cob pipes, which I love to smoke. So that's something else to consider. But I guess as such a short pipe, you're not supposed to be really holding it as much. But clenching it for me has been not very comfortable. Maybe it's just that I'm getting used to it. It is very light, so you're not going to have a problem clenching it because it's heavy or anything. But the nice saddle bit on that acrylic stem is so short that I really enjoy saddle bits, but I tend to stick them in my mouth further than a regular. And this one, that's just about where I like to stick it in. But then where the saddle bit comes up and down here, where it extends to the full size of the stem, it's really pinching my lip up against my teeth. So I can't put it in as far as I'd like, and not putting it in as far as I like isn't so comfortable for me. I think I'm getting used to it, but I'm gonna have to hold it, clench it in my mouth differently than I normally do. So it's a bit of an adjustment. Trying to find the right spot, the right angle, the right teeth to put it on, and so on. Now, I hope this focuses, because I want to show you something about this pipe that I really do appreciate, which is the transition from the stem, or the bit, to the shank, and that nickel band. First of all, I love the nickel band. It's a huge improvement to the regular Missouri Meerschaum little bands that they have on there. And you can see that the stem doesn't fit flush. So it's got sort of like a beveled edge, and the band has a slight beveled edge. The stem probably more so than the band. But what I like about that is when you're working with a cob pipe and it's mass produced, you're not going to have a flush fit. And if it's not going to be perfect, it better be like this. Because this looks good even though it's not flush, rather than trying to get flush and not being quite there. And I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. So really it's kind of a nice effect, and I hope that's focusing. 1 second while I relight. A few other things that I wanted to mention. So Dagner pipes are all about affordability for a pipe that looks expensive, and it smokes incredibly well. So how would I grade that for this sitting poker? It's $24, so it's more expensive than your average cob, but let's be honest, an average cob is a crazy bargain. And I still consider $24 for this pipe to be a great price. I look at it and I think it should cost more than that. So on those two factors, I say check, check, that's a success. This is a Dagner pipe. Smokes incredibly. As I mentioned, it does smoke hotter, but that's to be expected with a shorter pipe. It's a little tighter of a draw than what you're used to from a regular cob that maybe has the stem removed, or the filter removed, or without a filter pipe. But with that said, it's not a tight draw by any means. I think it's very good, right down the road, pretty much exactly what you're looking for. An extra fluffy pipe cleaner probably won't fit in this. The ones I'm using right now are regular. They go in nice. You don't really have to force them in. But any more pressure and they'd probably start bending up. So a fluffy one's probably not going to fit like they do on a regular cob. But it's got a beautiful draw. And the stem is a huge improvement to your regular Missouri Meerschaum stems. This pipe is billed as most of the Dagner pipes are, is that you can take it anywhere and you can clench it while you work and smoke while you work. Now, that's the other thing that I haven't bought into completely. Yes, you can take it anywhere and it's great. I take it with me, just grab it and you go. You don't have to worry about it. It's sturdy, it's small, it fits everywhere. That's a plus. Would I clench this and work on something? No, I wouldn't. And that's probably my personal preference. If you guys have a shorter pipe, a stubby pipe, a nose warmer, and you like it, then shoot, go for it. But I'm not completely sold on on nose warmer pipes. The smoke gets in my face and in my eyes, and especially I'd imagine if I'm working and not standing just straight up like this. Like when I do that, I'm talking, or when I'm working, it's not a clean draw and release. That's fine. But I'll be clenching and I'll be talking or working and the smoke comes up out of the bowl instead of out of my mouth, and it's right there in my face. So this is not a pipe I would choose to grab and clench as I'm working on something. With that being said, I tend not to do that with anything really. So I'm either smoking a pipe while I'm reading and studying at my desk, or I'm smoking a pipe in my truck as I'm driving. Those are pretty much the only two activities that I do while I'm smoking. The rest of the time, when I'm smoking, that's what I'm doing. I'm smoking and I'm enjoying it and I'm relaxing. I've mentioned a lot about the Dagners and that it's designed by Jason Dagner from Dagner Pipes, but they are manufactured by Missouri Meerschaum, the oldest and largest corncob pipe manufacturer around, and really, let's be honest, the only one worth buying, in my opinion. So it has an expertise behind it, and I'm expecting this pipe to last me many, many, many smokes. So overall, a great pipe. Good job, Dagners, Missouri Meerschaum. I really like it. I guess one final word is it has a feel of quality, of sturdiness, of something that's gonna last, of lasting value. So I think that's something great to be said for a pipe. I don't know if it's just the compactness of it, the quality materials involved, or what, but it has a feel of quality craftsmanship. I'm thinking about buying another one or two for later. So yeah, I hope that information is helpful to you guys. Obviously, I haven't smoked it all that much, so if something changes, if something comes up, a flaw, if I don't like it, if I change my mind about something, I'll do an update. But if not, I'm just going to let this review stand as is. And I guess that's about it for me today. I wish you all that your Mondays be short, your coffee strong, be well, and love truly.